Guys, I wasn't even going to upload today. However, I feel like I have to because of the news which has just come to surface, so to speak. Ironically, now that the news is that these New Jersey drones are coming from the ocean, a lot of people say. Now, I'll a little bit more on that in a second, but I wanted to show you a few things that I thought were really interesting. A few images, a few video clips, which we've not seen before. Now, yesterday, I covered a video, again, about New Jersey drones, and the governor from New Jersey, Phil Murphy, he mentioned something. He says, when we try to approach these things, they go dark. And I just thought, okay, it'd be lovely to see footage of this, or what does he mean? Does he mean they just vanish, or do they disappear? And I think I may have found something that might shed some light on this, okay? And there's also some speculation about where these things have come from. So I want to go into this straight off the bat now. Now, first of all, I need to speak to you about a particular video or a gentleman by the name of Mr. Van Drew, representative from New Jersey in Congress, okay? He basically stated that these drones are coming from Iran, and Iran has got this huge mothership that is dropping off these drones. This is the clip that people are talking about.
Drones in the state of New Jersey, my home state, is justifiably causing tremendous public concern. These drones are large, they're sophisticated, we don't know for sure who's controlling them, and the FAA's current capabilities cannot even locate them on radar. We have a hole in our monitoring systems, and we have a hole in our radar currently. And the truth is, whether people want to hear it or not, we are vulnerable. Our government has failed to effectively regulate our drone industry, and this is not an isolated incident or an isolated phenomenon. Unidentified drones are running across the country. And let me be blunt, and again, say it how it is. Foreign drone technology, particularly China, is a full decade, 10 years ahead of where we are. That is unacceptable in America. We are number one. We've always been number one, but we're not now. And they can take, and they intend to take, full advantage of our vulnerabilities. I've learned, for real, that there is circumstantial evidence that there is an Iranian mothership off the east coast of the United States, and that's launching these drone incursions. They are from high, good sources, individuals who are reputable, individuals who speak with authority, unfortunately are concerned with identifying who they are at this point who are saying this. But this is true. It's unacceptable, and it's frightening, and our government has to act. And I say this not only as a member of Congress from the state of New Jersey, but I say this as someone who loves America like we all do who are in this room. We must build a national drone infrastructure. We must control our airspace, and we must protect the American people. The unfortunate reality is that this current administration has allowed our nation to fall behind the rest of the world, and that is unacceptable.
So that clearly ruffled a few feathers, and I don't know, I mean, he didn't name drop anybody. He just said certain people, respectable, high up, have given me this information. But since then, the Pentagon has just come up, and a lady called Sabrina Singh, a deputy defense press secretary, has this to say about that. And she basically debunks the whole thing and says, look, this is not coming from Iran. We don't know where they're coming from. They're not US drones. Listen to this.
So aware of those drone sightings that have been reported, at this time, we have no evidence that these activities are coming from a foreign entity or the work of an adversary. We're going to continue to monitor what is happening, but, at no point were our installations threatened when this activity was occurring.
Can you rule out that these are American drones or U.S. military drones?
These are not U.S. military drones. Again, this is being investigated by local law enforcement. What our initial assessment here is that these are not drones or activities coming from a foreign entity or adversary.
Representative Jeff Van Drew, who is a Republican from New Jersey, was just on the air saying that Iran launched a mothership probably about a month ago that contains these drones, and that mothership is off the coast of the east coast of the United States. Is there any truth to that?
There is not any truth to that. There is no Iranian ship off the coast of the United States, and there's no so-called mothership launching drones towards the United States. So
Isn't it just, you have an individual, Mr. Van Drew, right? Representative of New Jersey and Congress, throwing these claims. I mean, these are huge accusations. These are huge accusations. And then the Pentagon comes out and says, no, that's a load of rubbish. Where's the communication here? Right? So, look, I think because it's obviously come from her, it's come from the Pentagon, we can safely say that these are not coming from Iran. They're not drones coming from a mothership, okay? So I just wanted to put that to sleep, all right? Now, like I say, just going back to Mr. Van Drew, what I hope is not happening is that a finger is pointed for an excuse to do X, Y, and Z, right? Or a story that is being created for us not to be thinking exactly what we are seeing straight in front of our eyes here, right? We are seeing UAPs that we don't understand what they are. We don't know where they come from, and I'm going to be showing you more videos now of why we don't know and how it's getting a little bit more serious than what we initially thought, right? This gentleman, bless his heart, he traveled 2 hours to go to a meeting regarding these drones in New Jersey. Spent an hour there. He just walked out because it was a waste of time. Listen to what this guy says. And he mentions a few good things, okay? Also about how these things disappear. Where are they going, right? There's a lot of speculation that these are coming from the ocean, like we mentioned on our last video. Listen to this guy.
I walked out because it was worthless. It was the biggest amateur hour presentation I've ever seen about anything, okay? It was ridiculous. There were no answers. Every question that was asked by a member of the state legislature, great questions, no answers, no resolution. They don't know where the drones are coming from. They don't know who's doing it. They don't know why they're doing it, but they say there's no credible threat. It was annoying to be there. I drove 2 hours to be here today, spent an hour in there. I got to drive 2 hours back. The biggest waste of 5 hours in my entire life.
So why do you think they called this meeting?
No idea. Why would you call a meeting to tell people you don't know anything?
Yeah.
I have no idea. And then when the legislators would ask questions, there were no answers. Here's the most frustrating part. The colonel of the state police said that he had a helicopter of his flying over above one of these drones, a 6-foot drone or something. I can't remember exactly what he said. And he felt unsafe for his helicopter, so he just let it go. Just let it go. Where'd it go? Who knows? Didn't want to follow.
But just on that note, I've got a couple of videos I want to show you that might show us where they are going or why we can't see them. It's really interesting. This is probably one of the biggest updates that I've got for you. But just hold tight. Listen to what the rest of what he says.
Follow it because you didn't feel safe. Is that not the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard? I mean, honestly.
Do they have any?
Saying then, sorry to stop it, but maybe he didn't feel safe because there was a story, and I know it's a story, there's no video proof or anything like that. There is a story of a family where one of these drones went near their car and their clocks stopped, right? And then when it went away, their clocks went back to normal again. Maybe this pilot was noticing something was going wrong with his helicopter, so he moved away.
Do they have any idea where these drones are originating?
No, they don't. They would. Maybe if they followed that sucker to when it landed, they would know. But they don't. This is a complete lack of effort, in my opinion, on trying to figure this out. This is not about ability. We have the technology. We have the people. We have the training. We have the resources. We have the money. It's just a lack of effort. I mean,
why?
I don't know. They should be saying, you know what they should have done today with productive use of our time if they didn't know anything? Come in there and say, hey, legislators, we don't know anything. But if you get us these 10 things, do these 10 things for us, and the governor calls in this kind of action, we can figure it out. Will you help us? And then we would have helped them. But instead it was just excuse after excuse and we know nothing. It was infuriating, and I got up and I walked out.
You've been in the service, right?
Yeah, I was an attack helicopter pilot, Apache helicopter pilot in the Army, and I helped stand up the initial unmanned aircraft training battalion in the aviation sector of the Army. So I know a little bit about what I'm talking about, and these guys are not doing the job they need to do to figure out what's going on, and that is the Department of Homeland Security, the FBI, and the state police.
And they're saying no threat to Americans.
They're saying no threat, but how the hell do they know? They don't know anything.
Yeah.
They don't know what it is.
Yet.
They don't know where it come from. They don't know nothing. When I walked in here today, I was actually pretty calm. I was excited to be here to find out a couple things. I thought they'd be like, hey, listen, it's FedEx trying to figure it out. But instead, I got the most ridiculous amateur hour briefing I've ever sat through.
Before I show you the footage that I've got, which might explain why these things go dark, have a little refresher and let me just show you the extent of what's going over in New Jersey. This is new footage that I've not shown you before, but it is a massive eye-opener. Look at this. Everywhere. Now, is that New Jersey? Is that the New Jersey drones? Maybe, maybe not. You know, with the extent of what is going on at the moment, the amount of footage which is going on, it wouldn't surprise me if it was, right? Now, this person claims that this New Jersey drone literally came out from the ocean. This is what he claims. Unfortunately, we didn't see it. However, I did show you yesterday on yesterday's video these drones coming out of the water and also going into the water. But check out this.
All right, I'm getting the spotlight and I'm going to light this guy up. Go right over my head. Let's see. Doesn't seem to be bothered by a spotlight.
Look at that thing. Got another one here.
This one is extremely low. It's loud.
It's really cute.
And it's huge.
It's so big. It looks so much closer in person.
Yeah, my camera doesn't do it. Looks like a spaceship, right? Like that doesn't look like a drone, right? That looks like a spaceship. It's like a small plane. It really is like a small plane.
It does look like a small plane. It's what I said from the very beginning.
Oh my god.
They just keep coming.
These are all drones in the sky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 right here. This one.
Absolutely amazing. Okay, let's get into the nitty gritty. So, Governor of New Jersey mentioned they go dark. Now, here's footage of a drone in New Jersey that literally has its lights off. Is this what he means? But I've got another video. We've got two options, okay? Right now, is this what they mean when it goes lights? It goes dark. Look at this. That is one there with the lights off. So the question is, why do they need lights, right? A lot of that this question comes up quite a lot. Why do they need lights? Well, do they? Is that just an Xbox up in the sky? Hey? That is so peculiar. Look at that. That actually looks like it's wrapping around like a sphere, right? Is that what we should... Is that actually them? I think that the biggest piece of news right now okay, is a gentleman that managed to use a telescope with a DSLR camera attached to it, a really strong telescope, and he uses telescope to zoom in on one of these drones. This is crazy news, breaking news, and it might give the answer to all of the questions as where do they go? Why can't we see them in the day? Look at this. This is what he's seeing.
Anytime I try to zoom in with my camera all the way up to the drone, this is what I get. It has a round, like, shield around it. Fucking nuts. Look, right? That's zoomed in, 100, 208. And I'll show you the drone right now. Up in the sky. All the way over there.
So what's confusing is why can a phone zoom in on these things, but his DSLR cannot? What's the difference there? Right? The DSLR's got like mirrors in it. You know, is it because of that? Is it just a bit of a glitch? It'd be interesting to see other people taking photos or video footage using their DSLR and see what's going on. But does that explain alien tech? Does that explain why we can't see these things in the daytime? Is this just an anomaly? It would show, even if it was blurred out, it would show something, right? It would show something. Now, the other thing that I wanted to show you was over on X. Somebody tagged me in on this. Jackie Ferreira. She tagged me in on this, and this it's basically happening in Northfield, Minnesota as well, about 1,000 miles away from New Jersey. But again, these individuals are saying that when they see them with the naked eye, or they try to chase it, it disappears, it moves. Look at this.
People in Northfield keep seeing mysterious lights in the nighttime sky. The sightings come as people on the East Coast report seeing large drones that they can't explain.
The East Coast sightings now have the FBI's attention, with the White House even chiming in. Fox 9's Mike Manzoni spoke with eyewitnesses in Northfield tonight, and Mike, they're not sure what they're looking at.
Yeah, but they say what they're seeing is similar, maybe not the same, but similar to what people are seeing in New York, in New Jersey. Here's one video here where you can kind of see one or two orbs kind of hovering, floating around. At times they move, eventually disappear. What are they? No one knows.
We started trying to follow them, but they won't be followed. They're kind of like they disappear.
Deborah Wagner doesn't know what she keeps seeing over her Northfield home.
And then these things, whenever anybody would kind of move, come towards them, they'd back off.
But her daughter, Chrissy Grady, sees them too.
Are these UFOs? Are they a government thing? Like, what are they?
It's really low.
I know it is.
You gotta follow it. There's another one up there.
Oh, crap.
Chrissy and her kids took this video when they saw flashing lights that moved away after they spotted them.
Well, it obviously sees me. I gotta pretend like I'm actually driving. Watched both of them. So now there's 4.
They started seeing the lights over the summer.
I've got to pretend that I'm not seeing them, so they know, right? And it made me think of a video that I saw, or someone talk. I think it was about Congress. I think it was Louis. He mentioned that there is a possibility they are biological, and they can use telepathy to predict when fighter pilots are about to attack or go towards them, and they move before the pilot has actually thought about doing it, right? Maybe these things are picking up that they're being seen and they're moving. I don't know. I know it's a bit far-fetched, but we've got to ask those questions, okay? A few years ago, we were laughed at the idea of UAPs. Now it's just common knowledge.
And now it's a nightly thing.
They would come and kind of like hover and then we would go outside, and then they would leave.
About 1,000 miles away in New York and New Jersey, this is what people are seeing in the skies. Eyewitnesses say they look like SUV-sized drones, and those sightings now have even the White House's attention.
Obviously, this is something that DHS and FBI are tracking very, very closely.
Well, I don't want it to come closer.
As for what Chrissy and her mother Deborah keep seeing here in Minnesota, well, they don't know.
Right now, just the unknown is driving us crazy and making us mad.
But they do know what you're probably thinking.
I was like, oh man, everybody's gonna think, oh, go have another glass of wine, Mom.
And Chrissy says she did reach out to the sheriff's office, but they didn't have any answers for her.
No one's got any answers, mate. There's nothing new. Another close-up of a drone where it's got lights out, apparently. Look at this. This is the most peculiar thing that you've ever seen. Unidentified drone spotted flying at low altitude somewhere over New Jersey.
It's crazy. God, look at it. That's not a plane. Yeah, it's wild. That's not. That's my camera.
Okay, I'm a little bit skeptical of this one. Reason being is because he's used the audio of the video that I showed you yesterday with the blue flashing light with the massive like lens flare. He's used that audio, and when people use different audios over their own video, it raises red flags for me.
I had to go run in and get my camera. Nobody was gonna believe me. That's with my camera. Look at this thing. See?
I'm not too sure. I think that might be... I'm not too sure. I don't know about that one. Let me know what you think. But I'm a bit skeptical of that one. Anyway, finally, the absolute legend, George Knapp, has this to say about the drone situation, which basically summarizes what I've said on today's video, okay?
We build craft that look like their craft. They build craft that look like ours. It's underway right now. These drone things that are popping up.
That's what I'm saying. Why do all these have lights, blinking lights like drone? Like, maybe they are making them to actually look like our own tech, like he says, right? Start again.
We build craft that look like their craft. They build craft that look like ours. It's underway right now. These drone things that are popping up over air bases. Drones, a nice prosaic term that calms us down. Well, maybe somebody went to Amazon and bought one, or Walmart or something. They're trying to shoot those things down. They haven't been able to, using the kind of sophisticated anti-drone technology. It doesn't work.
AUKUS.
On these things. I think those drones they're something else, and they're telling us something. We build.
So he's literally just said what I've been talking about. Okay. One, I've been annoyed with them being called drones. I've inadvertently kept on calling them drones purely because of the YouTube algorithm, and everyone's searching for drones. The talk is about drones. But these are, well, they're unidentified. We don't know where they are, right? They are UAP. Okay? They can't be taken down. They can't be. People have tried to. They don't know where they're coming from. Speculation is that they're coming from the ocean, but we haven't tracked them. We haven't seen them really coming from the ocean, right? We've seen lights and things coming from the ocean, but are they these drones coming from New Jersey? I don't know. But anyway, I really felt like I had to do that video today. Tell me what you think about these drones going dark with that DSLR camera. Was he actually seeing something? And also that drone which had no lights on it. Why is Congress saying one thing and Pentagon saying another? Anyway, Keep up to date, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.